Imagine this, a global superstar, usually surrounded by the spotlight and the glitz of the entertainment world, now stands tall in his military uniform. Kim Taehyung, better known as BTS's V, has officially been promoted to sergeant. And what's even more interesting is that Jungkook, the Golden Magne, is giving his full support directly at the camp. What really happened? How did Taehyung get to this position? And how did the fans react? Let's discuss everything in depth. For those who may not be familiar with the ranking system in the South Korean military, sergeant, or Baeonjang in Korean, is one of the highest ranks in the mandatory military service for ordinary soldiers before they complete their service. This is an achievement that cannot be underestimated, considering how strict and disciplined the military system in South Korea is. Taehyung himself underwent his basic training at the Nonsan Military Training Center before being selected to join the South Korean Army Special Forces. This is one of the most elite units that requires extraordinary physical and mental endurance. Not all soldiers can enter this unit, let alone survive and even rise in rank in a relatively short time. This means that Taehyung not only met the standards given, but also showed extraordinary performance to be worthy of being promoted to sergeant earlier than expected. This news certainly immediately made Army proud. However, there was one thing that caught more attention: Jungkook, who showed his full support for Taehyung. Jungkook is known as someone who has had a very close relationship with Taehyung since the beginning of their debut. The two are often seen sharing moments together, both on stage and in everyday life. So, it is not surprising that Jungkook took the time to come to the military camp and provide direct support to his best friend. Jungkook's support was not just limited to greetings or short messages. Based on several reports circulating on social media, Jungkook really took the time to be present in person at the military camp, even allegedly bringing several gifts for Taehyung and his military colleagues. Several sources said that Jungkook was also involved in social activities around the camp area, although the details have not been officially confirmed. Jungkook's arrival was certainly a very emotional moment, not only for Taehyung, but also for fans who saw how close their friendship was. As the Magne, Jungkook may have long been accustomed to seeing Taehyung as a figure who is full of enthusiasm, joking around, and always adding color to the group. However, this time, he saw Taehyung in a completely different role, as a leader in an environment full of discipline and great responsibility. From a psychological perspective, support from someone who has a close relationship can have a big impact on a person's performance and mentality in a stressful environment like the military. Jungkook's presence could provide a very meaningful morale boost for Taehyung, making him even more motivated to live the rest of his service with full dedication. Not only that, this moment also proves that even though BTS is in the military, the friendship and bond between the members remains strong. Jungkook's presence can also be seen as a representation of all BTS members who always support each other, even though they are living their lives on different paths for a while. The news about Taehyung's promotion and Jungkook's support immediately became a hot topic on various social media platforms. Hashtags such as #SergeantV and #JungkookSupportV were trending on Twitter, with thousands of armies expressing their pride and emotion. Many say that this is clear evidence that Taehyung is not only a talented idol, but also an individual who is able to demonstrate incredible leadership and mental resilience. Now, the question is, what's next for Taehyung? As a sergeant, he will most likely have greater responsibilities in his unit, including mentoring new soldiers and ensuring that all tasks given by his superiors are carried out properly. With only about a year left of his military service, it will be interesting to see how Taehyung continues to grow in his new role. One thing is for sure, both Taehyung and Jungkook have shown a more mature and tough side of themselves. And for ARMY, this is not only good news, but also an inspiration that hard work and support from those closest to you can lead someone to achieve extraordinary things. Taehyung's promotion to sergeant is not only a personal achievement, but it also marks a new chapter in his military journey. With greater responsibilities, Taehyung is now in a position where he must lead, guide, and ensure the smooth running of various military tasks given to him. This is not an easy thing, but as we know, Taehyung has always shown toughness and dedication in every role he takes on. However, behind this success, there is a question that arises in many people's minds. What is Taehyung's daily life in the military really like? We already know that he was placed in the South Korean Army Special Forces, which means that his training and duties are much harder compared to other regular units. This is not just a tiring physical routine, but also requires strong mental resilience. Invisible but felt support. Back to Jungkook. Even though he cannot always be physically present at the military camp, the support he gives to Taehyung is still felt. Based on reports from several Korean media, Jungkook still communicates with Taehyung through letters and messages that he sends via the military communication system. There is an interesting story that emerged from an unnamed source. Supposedly, in one of the letters Jungkook sent, he wrote a long message filled with motivation and reminded Taehyung of how they had struggled together since they were trainees until they became global icons. The letter is said to have the following sentence: "Hyung, remember how we used to always say that we have to be the best no matter where we are? You've proven it time and time again, and I'm sure you'll do the same in the military now. I'm waiting for you to return with pride." A message like this, although seemingly simple, has a huge psychological impact. When someone is in a stressful environment like the military, words of support from those closest to them can be a huge morale booster. In fact, there are rumors that Jungkook is also preparing something special for Taehyung after he completes his service. Some speculations suggest the possibility of an exclusive gift or even a joint trip to celebrate their release after 2 years apart due to military service. Until then, keep supporting them and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the latest updates about BTS.